It was really remarkable to start out with 8,000 or 6,000 fans in the stands who stood the whole game in the rain and were fascinated by this sport that they'd never seen before. And for then that to go on, and every week there were more people coming and more people coming until the stadium, I'm sure there were 37,000 in that stadium. And it was really something to see that enthusiasm and to see that grow like that.
The classic thing is they never booed. And it was quite nice to play in front of a crowd. If you messed up, you never got booed at, well, no matter what you did.
I'd like to. No, I don't think that. I think at the time when the reason being is the first game we ever played here, and we walked into that tunnel, and on one side was a team in white, and on the other side, Seattle with a team in white. And we're like, "What's going on, boys?" And they said, well, we haven't got another kit. And we went out and we had to change into our green strip. And for 10 minutes, I remember the announcer coming over saying, will you please stop booing the team in green because that's the home team. And that was the only time we got
remember that.
See, you know what I mean? You can't remember getting into the tunnel. We did. We walked out into the tunnel and both of us were in what he won't remember because he wasn't here for the game. And we walked out and it was like, in them days, it was an unwritten rule that the home team played in white and the away team played in a different colour. But they said, oh, we expected you to play in green because you're the Portland Timbers. So that was the only time we were booed.
We didn't get club cars then. He didn't have a car. So fans would loan you their car. I ended up with 3 cars once in a week. It's like, I don't need 3 cars. But the fans just say, hey, I've got an extra car, you can borrow it. It was amazing.
British people have this little thing that when someone comes up to you and says to you, oh, I'll do this for you, I'll do this for you. Like we were, oh, hang on a minute. And we didn't realise how genuine the people were. When they said they wanted to do something for us, they did it. Us guys as a group made sure that we had this affinity with the supporters, and it carried through for that whole season. And they'll tell you, I don't know, but they tell me now it's continued.
No, they would always do an after-game party, like down at the Hilton or the Benson, and the fans were all invited. And you don't see that now. You would not do that in these days.
There'd be 5,000,
every team did it. I mean, when we go on the road, every team would have an after-party thing, and we as the other team would all go. It was great. I mean, everybody mixed in. You mix with their players, their fans. Just a tradition.
It wasn't like the Benson though, and they packed that room.
As big as the Benson. Benson was amazing.
Yeah, you couldn't get in the room. You were a player. You're trying to get up into the room. It was so jammed. You'd just stand there in the stairs and try and move, and couldn't get into the place. Constant party. It was a constant party.
I think that when we discovered the Blitz House, and then we sort of gone on a tour. They told us to go on a tour around the brewery to take us round, and we discovered the green room, and we never got out the green room, and was probably just unfortunate. It's gone now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gone. They give us a 24-pack free every week, and we had some players who would get players who didn't want them, and we just end up sitting around the pool every day after practice and drinking Blitz beer. And
it was a constant party, interrupted by like 3 to 4 hours of really intense workouts every day.
I think the players, some of the younger players, thought that, now Vic won't know that we're out. Yeah, all right. Vic knew everything. He'll tell you. Yeah. Vic was one of them coaches that got to know wherever them players were and what they were doing, and we knew.
And Vic would watch you go out there and go, hey, guys, have a great night. And the next morning you got in, he'd run you to death. Yeah, he was a mean man.
We had a few Uis, didn't we?
Never make that line.
There was a few of them who had what we call Uis, which they were sick.
Yeah, never have breakfast.
You didn't have breakfast for the simple reason you knew we was going to come back up.
I can remember we played in New York, and Brian Godfrey and Barry Powell started having a drinking competition. Who could drink for the longest? And we flew to St. Louis, I think the next day, and they were still drinking. And we hit the hotel in St. Louis, and they both went into the bar, and I think we all come down later, and they were still in the bar asleep at this booth. Amazing.
We told our wives that we were staying in Seattle, but we came back to Portland. Remember, we went to the Irish pub on Sandy Boulevard. Can you remember that?
I was not married at the time.
The 4 single lads who were all together at the time, which was Jimmy Kelly, Barry Powell, Donald Gardner, Chris Dangerfield, they were in one apartment block on their own. We were going on a road trip, and my wife Kathy said, oh, while you're away, I'll go in and clean the apartment. And she sent me a message back. She said to me, I am never, ever going into that apartment again. She said it was absolutely... She said, I've never seen an oven like that in all my life.
I don't think they got their damage deposit back, right?
No, I don't think they did. Yeah.
It was our summer of fame. That's how you put it. You know, it's just that a whole thing, everything clicked. I don't think there was really one bad moment in that whole summer apart from losing the final.
Yeah.